But Tab, we're doing it. We're doing our first
We're
podcast
doing the
episode.
thing.
I'm goofy excited. I've been looking forward to this. We started talking about this probably many years ago. When I say many, I mean like a couple years ago. We were like, let's start a podcast. We never did it. Everyone's like, let's start a podcast. You have that group of people or that person or whatever. You're like, let's start the podcast. Well, we didn't, like pretty much everyone else, but 3 million people did start a podcast, and we are now part of that group of people. And today we're going to be doing a little ADHD thinking on the subject of Area 51.
Heck yeah. Aliens, but also other things. Maybe?
Yeah, like what else is there? Why is it there? Like we know about the aliens, obviously. That's what everyone knows. We had the alien run in like 2022 or whatever that was, where they were like, "Hey, show up," and then the government was like, "Hey, if you show up, you better not be coming in." And then like you just hear about all these sightings, you hear about Roswell, you hear about all these things. So we just want to let you into our brains, have a little fun, and do a little educating, even though we are not qualified to teach anyone anything. By the way, got to make that crystal clear.
Yeah, not at all.
We don't have degrees. We don't have degrees. We are not teachers. Do not take anything we say as fact. We are simply looking things up on the internet for quote unquote entertainment value, but also we're just trying to figure stuff out.
We just like
We just
learning.
want to know.
Yeah.
And we like researching stuff. We like learning. So join us on this adventure and enjoy our ADHD conversations and thought processes, because I can guarantee you right now, just based on our conversations in the past, these things just go out the window, back in the window, up a few stories. We don't know where it goes, but it always comes back to the topic. So enjoy.
Yeah, here we go.
Cue X-File music. Just kidding. Don't
Can't we
copyright
play
us.
it for like 10 seconds?
Do 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 do. That's not it.
I like that though. Has a ring to it.
Yeah. Just actually for like 15 minutes straight, just do 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 do. Just kidding. Don't do that for 15 minutes. There goes all the viewers, by
Goldfish
the way.
brains.
They're gone.
Mm-mm.
We didn't have Subway Surfers
Not
up.
the Minecraft parkour. We
The AI generated stories. No.
Oh man. Okay, so to kick it off, it says here that Area 51, it's a highly classified United States Air Force facility. So we're talking about the Air Force here when we dive into Area 51.
You said highly classified?
And it's, yes.
Interesting.
Highly classified.
It's insane how many people know about it.
Well, I'm assuming the inside is classified.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna share my
Whoa.
screen throughout this whole thing just in case.
Okay, fair. I feel like if I watch it, my computer
Oh,
might
true.
crash.
Never mind. You know what? Forget about that.
Let me see here. It's within the Nevada Test and Training Range.
What are they
Cool.
testing?
I swear I mean, could be wrong. We'll find out. I want to say they've tested like nukes there. Planes. I know they test planes because it's, the
Let's
Air
see.
Force.
I'm just gonna type in what they don't want you to know. Here we go. Located at Groom Lake, Southern Nevada. It was selected by the Central Intelligence Agency as a testing site for Lockheed U-2, which was a high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. Let's see what a
Oh.
picture of the Lockheed U-2 is. Like the band?
You too? Whoa.
Were they there?
Yo, this might be like, I don't, if this shows my age, it shows my age, but does anybody remember when the U2 album was like default on the iPhones?
Bro, I still have it on my phone because I didn't know you could get rid of it, and I've kept it there as a trophy.
No, that's hilarious.
I'll maybe we'll put a picture up if we do video or something. But it's literally the only music I have installed on my iPhone, and I have an iPhone 15 Pro.
Yo.
It's the only thing in my library, bro.
Did they have a
They had to
partnership?
have because I didn't buy it.
You know, like literally. I tried to get into them. Like there were times where I was like without Wi-Fi and I was like, "Oh, wow, there's only you two to listen to." And I tried. I just
It's like the
couldn't.
same 4 or 5
Yeah.
songs.
Yes. Oh,
Oh, that's
man.
funny. This U-2 Lockheed plane kind of looks terrifying. It's a black plane that looks almost like a stealth jet mixed with like a commercial plane. And
Whoa.
it's kind of insane looking.
I found
It
it.
looks like it has either huge propellers or large fuel reservoirs on the wings, and the top of it looks like it has a wart on it. You see what I'm seeing?
I do, I
So
do.
that's interesting.
Wait.
I
What if the things on the sides that you think are maybe fuel reservoirs, what if those are like
what if there's
missiles?
submarines? Yeah, well, missiles makes
Whoa.
more sense. Check this picture out. Look how high up it is.
Whoa. That shit's in
That's
space.
literally like almost out of the atmosphere. That's insane. Okay,
That's
so
crazy.
insane spacecraft, aircraft thing.
It was nicknamed Dragon
Mm,
Lady.
dr-
Fun fact.
Dragon Lady.
Mm-hmm.
What looks Dragon Lady? Oh, it's also a stereotype of certain East Asian and occasionally South Asian women as strong or deceitful or mysterious and often sexually alluring.
Okay, so maybe that's not like the best description for this plane. That might be a little out of touch currently, but like pop off, I
Hmm.
guess. Whoa, wait a minute. So they conducted the Oxcart program. They tested the SR-71 Blackbird. And now you think the U2 was crazy? Yo, this Blackbird? Hold up. It quite literally looks like a futuristic plane.
I like
Let
the way
me
that some of that thing is actually terrifying. It
Yes.
looks
The way it's like pointed at the front and then the wings are on the very back. It looks like a spaceship, but somehow it's flying like an
it
airplane.
almost looks like it belongs like fully vertical like a fish.
Mm-hmm.
That's insanity. Yeah,
That's
that's
kind of cool.
crazy. I'm not a big like military like I don't know a whole lot about the military. I'm just that I'm out of touch in that aspect. But some of the stuff that I see coming out of the military, or they're like, military tests this weapon or this thing, like, and not just the United States, all countries. I'm like, bro, there's all kinds of stuff out there. It's crazy.
Whew. So, digressing back to the airplanes, the Lockheed Have Blue literally looks like a paper airplane. I just sent you the picture of it. That's a crazy
It looks
plane.
like a paper airplane made out of like titanium.
Yes, that is so cool. Whoa. Area 51 got in an environmental lawsuit in 1994. Yeah. It says 5 unnamed civilian contractors and the widows of the contractors. And then it says some names. Sued the Air Force and the United States Environmental Protection Agency.
What? For what? Does it say?
They alleged that they had been present when large quantities of unknown chemicals had been burned in open pits and trenches at
Oh.
Groom Lake. Oh, it gets deeper. So some biochemists from Rutgers University analyzed the biopsies from the people that were complaining and suing and found high levels of dioxin. Oh, I don't know if I can say this. Dibenzofuran. Dibenzofuran? Zofuran? Yeah. Dibenzofuran and, oh, good lord, trichloroethylene in their body fat. Yeah.
Whoa.
Big words. Those are hard.
This website that I'm on just says, "Are you gay? Take this test."
Maybe you need to find out. Like, just to be for
Why
sure.
why does Area 51 want to know? Area
Uh-oh.
51 employees reach the facility by way of airplane. They fly in and out of a restricted terminal at McCarran International Airport on one of several unmarked planes permitted to fly through the airspace above Area 51. So anyone you see going in or out by car are not part of the facility, or they just mainly get there by airplane?
I feel like they would have to have some people like living there. If they have like 24/7 security and like have that shit on lockdown. Because something I just found on here is in 2019, there was a shooting incident that happened. An unidentified man drove through a security checkpoint. I guess he was trying to get into Area 51. They chased bro for 8 miles by vehicle, and it was base security that was chasing him. And then finally the man got out of the vehicle and he had some cylindrical object. And then I guess as soon as he exited, he was shot dead by the NNSS security
That's
officers
crazy.
and the sheriff deputies. That's insane.
Do you know they have a baseball field? Am
What the
I
fuck?
reading this right? So until recently, as of this was written in, it doesn't say, but I'm looking at a picture on Google Earth of Area 51, and I found a baseball field and a blue box next to some airplanes.
Interesting.
Does Area 51 have a baseball field? They do.
Is it only like the Air Force that gets play
I-
games? I mean, because obviously they don't have
What
public
the
games.
heck? The Las Vegas Sun reported back in 2008 that the diamond at Groom Dry Lake once hosted recreational softball games for a nearby electrical and engineering company. But that was in 1965, and the company has since long moved out.
Interesting.
What? But why?
I mean, this is like an obvious, but this one fact says Area 51 hits a temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the summer. Like, duh. You're in Nevada. Nevada?
You're in Nevada.
Yeah, we're about to take it over. I'm gonna rename it Nevada. Welcome to Nevada. Everything here is new. I bulldoze the whole state.
Bro, they probably have a baseball field so the people working at Area 51 can relax and play ball after a long day of redacted.
Not the redacted. Whoa. Apparently trespassing only results in $1,000 fine or a prison arrest for 6 months. Or if you're that guy that drove around, death. So there's only 3 options. I know which one
I
I'd take.
feel like it's not worth just walking in there because what are the odds that anything worth looking at is going to be near the entrance?
I don't know, maybe they have a museum just for themselves. Yes. Here's what I was like referencing, Area 51 was built next to the Nevada test site where over 900 nuclear weapons were deployed between 1951 and 1992.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you also know that the US government didn't acknowledge the existence of Area 51 until
That's
2013?
actually insane.
They just gaslit everybody? Like,
We knew.
what?
We knew.
Can you imagine? Hey, what's that huge fenced area in, the middle of Nevada? Oh, I mean,
Do you do
what do
you
you
think that
mean?
this big like mountain next to it has anything inside of it?
Oh,
I think they
absolutely.
definitely have based inside of this mountain that I'm looking at.
I mean, that was especially back in the
Can I get a
day.
street view?
Um, that was really common for like military, government, any of the army stuff. They would build like their bases, not bases, but like shelters inside of hills, or they would cover it with dirt to make it look like a natural
Oh,
forming hill. So they would be
I don't know if
undercover.
anyone cares about this, but while on Google Earth, if you try and street view in Area 51, when you pick up the little person in the bottom right and you try and put him on there, he actually goes into a UFO. I'm
Dead
not
ass?
joking. If you go to Google Earth and you pull the little yellow person at the bottom right onto the map, he goes into a UFO. But if you get out of Area 51 and try and put him somewhere else, he's just the yellow guy.
That's crazy. Hold up. All right. Here I go into Area 51. I mean, it's really weird because, like, why can you see the top down view of it? Or is Area
Well, you used to not be
51.
able to. Like, this used to be completely blurred out like a few years ago.
That's
Like, that's
crazy.
why nobody knew about it because this part of the map probably just looked normal.
Like, oh, nothing
Take me back
there.
to travel time. Never mind. But yeah, you get a little person.
I don't even know how to enter Street View. I'm still trying so hard. It says click a highlighted street, bro. I don't see
Oh,
any
you don't have to
highlighted
here.
streets.
Hopefully this doesn't
I'm just a silly
destroy your
goose.
computer.
Oh, I'm not even gonna risk it,
Okay,
I'll be
fair.
real. I'll just play around until I
Oh,
figure
it's
it
Google
out.
Maps, by the way, not Google Earth.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
motherfucker.
Anyone trying it at home? I'm so sorry. They're like, this liar! He's not getting into the UFO!
No, literally, I was pulling the little yellow guy, and it was like, oh, sorry. Street View is not available here. Like, man, what? Oh, there's no traffic cameras in this area,
How
by the
dare.
way.
They don't want us to be safe.
Nah. Part 2 if I still don't know how to Street View. I give up.
uh, let's see if I can.
Apparently, some photos of Area 51 taken by Russian satellite were made public in 2000. Whoa! The first US president to refer to Area 51 in public was
In
Obama.
2008?
That's crazy. Whoa! Okay, I clicked on your link. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. Area 51 is an active military installation administered by Edwards Air Force Base in Southern California. Huh?
It's one of the world's largest air bases. Whoa.
Oh, the
Whoa.
site is known as Area 51 because that was its designation on maps created by the Atomic Energy Commission. What is the Atomic
Interesting.
Energy Commission?
There's an Area
U.S.
52?
federal civilian agency established by the Atomic Energy Act, which was signed into law by President Harry Truman on August 1st, 1946, to control the development and production of nuclear weapons and to direct the research and development of peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Interesting.
Interesting. Whoa. There's an Area
Area
52.
52.
It's also a highly classified, restricted military installation of the United States Department of Defense and the United States Department of
Maybe they
Energy.
just want to tell us that so we stop looking at Area 51.
Yeah, we were getting too close to something. Hold on, I'll go back.
Huh. Area 51 is crazy. But what's inside? Whoa. Dreamland.
Apparently, they're like constantly expanding Area 51. I don't know how true that is, since obviously we can't see it. They're probably going underground. Oh, there is an
I knew
underground.
it.
Bob Lazar claimed in 1989 that he had worked at Area 51's Sector 4, said to be located underground inside the Papoose Range, which is in the mountain range. There is something in
I
the
knew
mountain
it.
range.
See,
There's our
that
answer.
just makes me believe that there's probably all kinds of stuff in there.
Oh,
Because you have
absolutely. He claimed that he was contracted to work with alien spacecrafts that the government had in its possession. Dreamland.
I saw
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that was
yeah.
a book by a guy named, I think, Peter Merlin, and I think it just talks about like the history of Area 51, but it's a book. I can't get into it.
Yeah. Well, so in 1996, there was a documentary called Dreamland, and it included an interview with a 71-year-old mechanical engineer who claimed to be a former employee at Area 51 during the
Wow.
1950s. Yeah. Apparently, his claims included that he had worked on a flying disc simulator, which had been based on a disc originating from a crashed extraterrestrial craft that was used to train
That's
pilots.
insane.
Whoa, hold on. Okay. So, this is where it gets a little silly goofy. He also claimed to have worked with a extraterrestrial being named J-Rod. I wonder if his name was actually just like
I wonder
Jared.
if his name was just translated incorrectly.
So the funny thing about that is J-Rod was described as a telepathic translator.
That's insane. J-Rod?
Yeah. J-Rod. There was another guy in 2004 that backed up working with J-Rod. He claimed to have worked on cloning alien viruses alongside Mr. J-Rod.
It's
So that's
also
cool.
said that he was able to see and maneuver energy and able to change and materialize energy into different forms of matter.
Oh,
That's
that's kind of cool.
insane. So, okay, what do we know? We know the Roswell crash of 1947 happened. They
Yeah. And apparently that stuff was taken back to Area 51.
then they established the base, assuming around then. Then a bunch of UFOs have been supposedly crashed or been taken towards Area 51. Theories like who is
Yeah.
Bob Lazar? You said that name already.
Yeah. Bob Lazar, let me find him. He was the one that was supposed to be working inside the mountain range, like underground, to work on the
Gotcha. It
spacecrafts.
says Bob Lazar worked at Area 51, Sector 4, or S4, which was, like you said, located underground inside the Papoose Range near Papoose Lake. Stated
Mm-hmm.
that he was contracted to work with alien spacecrafts. Then we have Bruce Burgess in Dreamland, directed by Bruce Burgess, included an interview with a 71-year-old mechanical engineer, like you said.
I think we're reading the same paragraph.
Oh,
Cuz that's gonna go on to talk about
oh yeah.
J-Rod. And then we get in 2004 Dan Bursich also worked with J Rod. JJ Rod. I want to know more
I
about
think I
J
just
Rod.
found footage of someone during the Area 51 run. Hold on. Check out my vlog series. What?
They got vlogs of J Rod? Oh! J Rod is that, you know, those like, those videos that went viral like way, way, way back of like a little gray alien kind of just
Yeah.
talking? Apparently that's supposed to be J
What?
Rod.
Really?
And it was like the J Rod alien interview. There were audio recordings of him and I think video and
So
pictures.
I'm looking at this article, and it was this guy that was updating this like blog during the Area 51 raid of See Them Aliens on September 20th, 2019. But all of the links from the videos are either dead or gone from the article. So all of the
Interesting.
check out this vlog link is dead. Check out these pictures gone. Interesting stuff.
They took that shit away real
I found a
fast.
video. Day 3 the raid.
And of course, the Illuminati is linked somehow. Ooh, we should do an episode on the
I agree.
Illuminati.
The Illuminati is insane.
We could probably make a whole, like, week
This
out of
is
that.
crazy. This is crazy. 1 million people signed up for the Area 51 raid in 2019 or 2022.
I think it said only 50 people
I'm
showed
looking
up,
at this
though.
video. There's more than 50 people. Way more than
Hey,
50. There's
yo.
probably 500-600 people. Area 51 merchandise? Real alien merchandise? No way. Okay, I'm
Whoa!
going down the wrong rabbit hole.
Area 51 was used for military training during World War II. That's when the U-2 planes, I guess,
You-
came
Do you think
about.
that there have been people that have had physical, emotional relationships with aliens at Area 51?
Oh, no doubt. If two people were working with J-Rod and bro was like a telepathic translator, oh, yo, you know he got Riz. J-Rod was probably the
J-Rod
Rizzler.
is the original Rizzler.
Has to be. Yeah. I just saw a video on one of these websites of somebody like just cutting a
Nice.
banana. Alright. You gotta hook
You
them
remember
somehow.
that mummified like alien thing that they found earlier this year? This guy
No.
looked like ET.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I want to know what happened to him.
Hopefully he got like reburied so he could rest.
I wonder.
What happened to not disturbing the dead?
Yeah,
Does that go out the window when it's
bro,
aliens?
they be breaking open these ancient caskets in Egypt. That's bad stuff right there.
We're about to have Pandora's Box part 500 on our hands. So I'm on a top 10 list of conspiracies. And number one is nothing at all happens there. Whoa. What a great conspiracy. I feel like we're all on the same page when we say, yes, something is probably happening there. Whether it has anything to do with aliens and more so to do with testing out, like, advanced weaponry, sure, but something is still happening.
Yeah. Hmm.
Most of the conspiracies that I've seen so far are simply based on like aliens, whether that be them breeding alien human hybrids, working on alien spacecrafts, interrogating aliens, working with aliens, partying with aliens. But the one that I like the most is that the 1969 moon landing was staged there, and they just have like a cute little theater set up in their little Air Force base, and they filmed the moon landing there, and they just have a whole set.
Hmm.
I wouldn't even be mad if the moon landing was actually faked, which probably
You think
was.
so?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, yo, you know how America loves to be first. It was the great space race. So, of course, like I'm sure we have, been to the moon actually way afterwards, but that first one probably faked just so we could say that we were first. 100%. 100%. And I wouldn't complain if there was a Hollywood studio inside of the Area 51 Air Force Base. Like, I think that's just so silly to think about.
So you think that uh you think that when the Saturn V went up into into space, they didn't actually go to the moon? Or do you think the rocket never went off?
That's a good question. I didn't think that deep, but I I would go as far as probably it might have like exited the atmosphere, sure. Maybe satellited around a little bit and then came back. Did it come back? Or did they get stuck there?
No, they traveled um because they took 4 days to get to the moon, and then Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, when they landed, Neil got out of the spacecraft and was like the first person. That's where we got the one small step for man,
That
one
quote.
giant leap for mankind kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, okay. If you think about that, so nothing against Neil, nothing against Buzz. But if you think about that, being the first person on the moon and you decide to be poetic, nah. If that was me up there, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm on the
Well,
moon. And that would be the
well,
first
you have
quote
to
of
also
somebody
think
on
that
the
they were
moon.
probably told, like, hey, there's going to be hundreds of millions of people watching. You know, I don't
I
know.
would still
Well,
be like, hey
hold on. Let's
guys.
look up the history of Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. Also, you couldn't have picked better first astronaut names, by the way.
Honestly, yeah. See? Even more of a reason to be faked. Why does everything have to be so planned, strategic, poetic? I would just straight up, yo, I'm on the moon. Look at this. Hey, you
So Neil
guys.
Armstrong was born and raised in Wapakoneta, Ohio. That's where one of my friends are from. That's very cool. He went to Purdue and he studied for
Ohio.
aeronautical engineering. He fought in the Korean War?
Okay. Kind of a sleigh. I mean, boo war,
He was a
but like,
naval
okay.
aviator. Whoa. And he became a test pilot at the National Advisory Committee of Aeronautics. He was the project pilot on Century Series fighters and flew the North American X-15 7 times. I need
Hmm.
President Jimmy Carter presented him with the Congressional Space Medal of Honor. That's kind of badass.
Oh
The
yeah.
Space Medal of Honor? What does that look like? Oh, it's kind of sick. Check this
Wait, let me
out.
take a look.
Oh, there goes my article.
Whoa, that is really cool. It's like an upside down star. Now that's the Illuminati. Oh, astronauts get that. I wonder if the Space Force get
Mm.
those. Is the Space Force even going? Have they done any battles in space yet?
Not that I'm aware of, because I can't imagine a battle in space would be cheap or worth doing, because explosions don't really work in space.
They can use swords.
Bro, we should just send world leaders when they want to go to war, instead of like sacrificing other people's lives, they should just go up into space in space suits with like fencing swords. And we should make like a space arena. Elon, we
Yes.
know you're listening. Please make a space arena for world leaders to fight each other instead of producing wars. That would easily.
I know
Yeah,
you
we
can do
know
it.
you got the money. We know you're a funny guy. Just make a space arena.
Oh yeah. Not that. So I ended up looking up the Space Force. I didn't realize that that was a Netflix show. And it's starring Steve Carell.
No, no.
And the uniforms in the show. So it's the traditional, like, of course, military army uniform look. But the pattern on it is like the moon pattern. So they can blend in with the moon. Oh
I need
man.
to I need to see this footage of the moon landing again.
I can tell you like 100 things wrong
I feel
with it.
like I definitely think I believe they went there. But man, I understand the conspiracy theories, and I understand why people don't, because they didn't give a lot of information before they went up there. They were just like, "Hey, we're sending people to the moon, by the way." Like, they didn't really give us a mission.
Yeah, just put your flag up, call it a day. But like, there's just so much. Because there's no wind on the moon, right?
No, there's no wind on the moon. I did find out that the flag that's on the moon has a little metal bar thing going through the top of the flag, which is why it looks like it's waving. I don't know if that's a conspiracy or not, but the reason it's not waving is simply because it has a little metal bar on the top.
It does look like it's waving. I'll be
But
real.
I don't know if the moon has wind. I would assume not. It doesn't really have an atmosphere. I also don't know if that's how wind works. Stay tuned next episode so we find out how wind works.
It blows. That's all you need to know. The wind
Anyway, the
blows.
wind blows.
Doesn't even matter to me.
It says a
I don't know. It's just
I
sus.
agree it's sus. Well, I 100% agree that it's sus. The only thing that gets me is that they brought back samples that were not from Earth. But then you could also write that off on, well, it could be a meteorite that has been on Earth for, a while or something. So like I understand how people can be like, "Did we?"
But also, let's be super real. How do we not know that, like, everybody wasn't in on it? And they were just like, oh, yeah, nah. This is not from Earth. When actually, it was just some gravel
That's
from,
true.
like,
I also
somebody's
am a firm
backyard.
believer that the government is able and has been able to do a lot of things that the public doesn't know about. But I also believe that the government is absolutely terrible at hiding things. So I
Fair?
think it's like, it depends on what your view of how insane the government is. But I definitely think there's things that we don't know about for sure. Like, I think you would have to be insane to not think that.
Unless the government wants us to feel insane, so they just act like they're
Yeah, what
hiding
if they're
stuff.
actually not hiding anything?
Exactly. What if they're all just super
They're like,
transparent?
yo, so aliens exist, but is that big of a deal? And then
I mean,
a few days later,
yeah,
Chris Rock gets smacked in the face by Will Smith? Coincidence?
kind of a slay. I think not. I thought it was so cool whenever they did their news story on aliens like actually
I didn't watch it.
existing. I saw
Mm.
clips and it was like, it was pretty cool. I was like, okay, hell yeah. Y'all admitted it. That's
Hold on.
cool.
I may have just, my entire philosophy on the moon landing may have just changed. I need to do some research. How much does 1 pound weigh on the moon? How much is 1 pound on the moon? A little less than 3 ounces.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That makes sense. So it said that they collected more than 800 pounds of rocks. And I was like, hold on. Ain't no way they spent the whole time on the moon lugging around rocks. And then, so 800 pounds on the moon would be like 100 something pounds or something.
And that's
Let me
still a
see.
lot for like not solid
800
footing.
times, no, 800
Oh,
times.
an average person on the moon could weigh 25 pounds. And that's if you're in the 150 range.
So in reality, wait, so did they get 800 pounds of moon rocks or 800 pounds Earth? I'm confused. So is the 800 pounds weighed on the moon or the Earth?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They included material with a large amount of natural gas formed where meteorites struck the moon.
So it was just a meteorite. Suspicious, if you ask me.
What if I look up moon rocks? Will I be put on a drug list?
Yes.
Marijuana moon rocks. Can I get moon rocks for sale? They got moon rocks? Lunar meteorite, $53,000. That gets me thinking. If you want to support us on the Patreon, we're going to be posting many, 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 many unreleased footage pieces from these episodes. Just as a little nod, we did about 15 minutes of footage right before we started, just chit-chatting about what we want to talk about and just being silly goofy. But if you want some unreleased footage, go on over to the Patreon. We'll put it in the description if I remember.
A little sneaky peeky into our pre-game
That's
show.
right. And if you want to pregame with us, I'm just kidding. we aren't selling that.
Yo, I like to party.
We're actually going to live stream right before every recording and take a shot with all of our Patreon members.
You can cheers with us. We don't encourage alcoholism.
Yeah, don't drink.
Yeah.
So,
No. And be over the age of 21. Unless you're in Europe, then you can do whatever they do
That's
in
right.
Europe.
And if you're in the confines of your own home and your guardian says that it's okay, we still are not telling you to do it. But
yeah, I can't say yes.
I can't tell you no, except I am. Don't do it.
Yeah. We'll personally think about it and cry.
We'll actually take an extra shot for you.
Yeah. Just so you can still feel included, but you don't actually have to do it.
Okay. We know about Roswell. We know that there are alien autopsies going on in Area 51. We know that they're trying to reverse engineer or have reverse engineered alien technology. And we know that the government didn't want to talk about Area 51 until like 2013, 2014. All of these things are a little sus, but does it go deeper than that? Do we have any footage inside of Area 51 or pictures or like I just want more information.
Maybe once we hit 1 million either listeners or Patreon members, maybe we'll be the ones to sneak in.
I promise you, if we get 1 million Patreon members, I will walk into Area 51 by myself. If we
Wait, no,
have
hold on.
1 million Patreon members, are you kidding me? I'll book the flight and walk straight into Area 51. Are you kidding me?
I'm weak. Wait, no, hold on. Because I have like a
I
strategic way
don't
to
give
do
a
it,
fuck about
right?
strategy. We have 1 million Patreon members. I'm going up to the gate. They're going to tell me to turn around. I'm not going to be able to hear them. I'm going to say, hey, I got 1 million Patreon members that want to see what's inside of Area 51, and I'm not going to disappoint them. And I'm going to keep walking.
Yo, I don't blame you. I can't blame you. We'll be up at the gate, shaking the gate with our hands and feet like that. Let me in.
The Eric Andre meme.
Yes. Yes. And then we'll probably get shot, but like it's for
I would get
content,
shot for
right?
1 million Patreon members.
I
I've
mean, I can't say
here.
that I
Okay,
would, but I also can't say
here.
that I
Hear me out.
wouldn't. You know what I
I've
mean?
had kidney stones before. I can't imagine.
Oh,
I
okay,
can't
fair.
imagine it could hurt that much worse. That was terrible. That was actually terrible.
I read this story one time actually about some lady that has given birth and has like gotten shot in the same, I mean, of course, the same lifetime, LOL. And she said that she prefers to give birth, and that blew my mind. No, no. She said she prefers to get shot. My bad. My bad. Misspoke. She prefers to get shot than give
That's
birth.
insane.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm good on both, really and truly.
Just to put into context how many 1 million Patreon sponsors are, the highest grossing Patreon channel has 84,000.
Oh, yeah. If we hit 1 million, I'll pedal to the metal with both of us in the car. We're gonna bust through that gate.
I'll literally
Easy.
I did, dude. You could put me up there with no fucking clothes, no identification. Hold on, that I don't want to sound. Hold on, I don't. I don't want to sound like I'm gonna hurt anyone. I'm just simply saying that we're gonna see some aliens for 1 million Patreon sponsors. All right, we're gonna find them aliens.
Fair. I'll just like beg them. They have to let us in at some point, right? Like if we just get
We
so
just
annoying, we show up every day for 24 hours. Every hour they kick us out, we'll show back up. Please, please let us
we
in.
don't. We won't go away
Please.
until we either see aliens or they arrest us.
Just show us a leg. Show us a
Do you think you could
leg.
do 6 months in prison? I don't think I
Yeah,
could. I don't think I'd live.
I'd become one of those like bosses, like the mafia
You think you
bosses.
become a mafia boss inside prison?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't think I do. I'm way too small. I think someone would step on me.
No, yeah. Honestly, I would probably be like shoved in the toilet.
You'd be like, who you think you're talking to, punk? And they're like, gargle this water.
No, yeah. I'd be like, "What? What? You listen to me." And they'll be like, "Dude, you
You're literally a
what?"
quarter of my size, bro.
I could literally pummel you right now, brother. You need to go sit down in a corner and have a panic attack. And I'd listen. I'd be like, you know what, you're right. Now, let me
How
just.
much money do you think a UFC event between the most popular UFC fighter and an alien would be? Like how much money do you think they'd make?
A lot, like a lot, like 1 billion probably. Especially if they show that shit on pay-per-view. Yep. Who still has pay-per-view though?
I don't
Be
know.
real.
Is pay-per-view still a thing? Pay-per-view
I think
still
so,
a
yeah.
thing? It sure is. An increasing number of
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
Whoa, pay-per-view's
It's on
getting
the up.
popular? Bro, that
Wow.
slams. I'm gonna go buy pay-per-view after this. I'm not. I don't even pay for cable. It's pointless in this
So
economy.
let's see. Aliens. I just look up aliens. and then I type in Area 51, and then I type in Bigfoot, and then I type in sand, and I hit send. What? Why is Etsy up here? I'm by.
Somebody's selling
Can I,
Area 51
can I
alien sand?
buy a piece of Bigfoot ass hair from Etsy? Oh, UFO alien crash wall art. I see.
Bummer. If somebody sold me Bigfoot ass
I'll
hair,
take a piece of
dude,
Bigfoot ass hair.
on God. I'd pay probably $100 if you could send me like the validity. What is it? What are they called when they have to get like signatures valid,
Yeah,
verified?
verified.
The paperwork of validity that yes, this hair came from the ass of Bigfoot himself.
I'd
I'd
buy
buy
it.
it. $100, 500 even, because that's
Ooh, I'll
Bigfoot.
match that.
Honestly, write that
Write
down.
that
Write
down.
that
Write that
down.
down. I'm ready. I just okay. Can we veer away from Area 51? Can we talk about aliens?
Yeah, yeah, I
I
love aliens.
I need so the pyramids. We talked about this a little bit, but we think aliens built the pyramids. Like we both agree on
Yeah,
that?
yeah. No, there's no doubt in my mind that that's what
So
happened.
why? Tell me why. Because I believe that there's definitely some validity probably to ancient civilizations being much more advanced than we think. My little conspiracy is that civilization has went on a couple times, but man, those have you seen like the size of those pyramid blocks? They're
Huge.
actually gigantic.
Like, how
It's
did y'all
just
do that?
insane. Like pyramid.
Is that Mesopotamia, or am I like on like somewhere
What do you
completely
mean?
different?
Like in Iraq?
Like the pyramids. Like, was that back in like the Mesopotamia times, or am I saying that right?
Mesopotamia was this place.
It was, but like that was like a period as
No.
well, right?
No.
Shit.
No, they were
Yo.
No,
Okay.
it was a
All
place
right.
and it's now called Iraq.
Oh. Wait. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Oh.
I'm thinking of something then. I'm thinking of
I
something. Hold
hope
on.
you pull something out of your ass.
I took AP
Oh
World History.
no.
But no, listen to this. Listen to this. I failed.
They said they
I
said
failed.
you just need one more question right to pass this test, and the question was, in what country was Mesopotamia? A. Iraq. B. Belgium. C. Qatar. Or D. It was actually a time period. And you confidently scratched in that D bubble.
I was like, absolutely. That was for sure. I remember that like lesson, dude. For sure, a time period. That's why I failed. AP World, I'm sorry. Shout out to my teacher though. He was a really good teacher. But I still failed because I ain't built like
No,
that.
that was Mesopotamia was a historical region in like West Asia, which is now Iraq.
Okay, well, at least now I
Was
know.
there I'll give you the benefit of a doubt and I'll try and find Mesopotamia time period.
Yes, hold on. Mesoproterozoic
What
era.
the fuck?
How do you? I need this like speak to text right now. Like how to pronounce. Give me a second. How to pronounce? I need Siri right now. Okay. It's not howtopronounce.com. Perfect. Open me up. Expand my mind. Let me listen to it. Whoa. I said that absolutely so wrong. Mesoproterozoic. Mesoproterozoic. Okay. That was an era.
So
That
it's
was an era. It
basically
was a geological
okay.
area. Era.
So
Yeah.
it was like
Um
the place's time period.
yeah, yeah. It said something about like I didn't actually read it, to be honest. I'll be real. um it was the first era of Earth's history for which a fairly definitive geological record survives. Continents existed during the preceding era, but little is known about them. Oh. Whoa. Cool. And see, this is telling me about Australia, so obviously we got a little something to think
Mm.
about there. Anyways, we were talking about Area 51, actually, not uh the mesothelioma.
Mesothelioma is crazy.
Is it debrief time?
Debrief time. It can be debrief time. Let's do it.
All right, are you first? Or do you
You
want me
can
to
go.
go
You
first
can go
about what I
first.
learned? Okay. So, too long don't read, too long didn't read, too long did read. I did read actually all of that. Anyways, basically Area 51, air base, they test planes, they got aliens, yeah. They got J-Rod, my homie. Me and J-Rod, we're about to be tight. I'm gonna go find him. We'll be friends. Like, hey, what's up, J-Rod? I'm gonna go play baseball on that Area 51 baseball field. But yeah, that's what I
So
learned.
I learned that there's all kinds of shenanigans probably going on at Area 51, but they got that shit locked down. To be honest, without without
Locked.
watching like the documentaries or whatever. I mean, I used DuckDuckGo to try and find unbiased sources, and I couldn't find a whole lot. And I feel like years ago, you could have probably found more. To be honest, that's my new conspiracy is that there's less information about Area 51, even if it is like less like sensitive information. I just feel like there's less information out there now. And I think I
That's
find that
fair.
interesting. Like I want to know why that is. Because
Hmm.
to be honest, I just thought that we would find more like stuff. Like I don't know. I guess I'm saying which doesn't make sense, but what I'm saying is I thought we would see like this is what's there. Obviously, we don't know what's there, but I thought we would have at least seen like articles of people saying this is what's there other than aliens or spacecrafts. But maybe that really
Yeah.
is all that's there.
I saw something about weather control, but that's neither here nor there.
I
Or
want I
anywhere.
just want I you know, next time I want to deep dive on aliens because aliens have been everywhere and seen everything
Mm.
because
Mm-hmm.
those pyramids didn't build themselves. I don't care how many slaves, people, huge hunks of men or wheelbarrows you had. Those things are heavy. Like you're talking thousands of pounds. Like
Maybe they were just more advanced in ancient Egypt, to
they
be
but
honest.
each block weighed like 2 or 3 tons.
Well, maybe I don't know, maybe we
You think
regressed.
so?
And we regressed in like the wrong things and then progressed through technological advancements. But I mean, I do agree with you. I do think the aliens built the pyramids. No doubt in my mind
There's
about
like
that.
how many pyramids did they make though? Like 90? I
I
feel
don't know.
like I don't know. I just
How many pyramids are there?
so they have a learning curve.
1037.
So maybe they built smaller ones and they figured out, hey, we can do this. And
Let's go big or go
yeah, maybe
home.
they just started like making bigger shit.
I mean, was Giza the
I
first?
don't think the Pyramid of Giza was first because it's beautiful.
Was Giza the first? Doesn't say.
This also says that some of the blocks weigh over 50 tons.
How much is that in
So
pounds?
much. Tens of thousands.
100,000. 50 US tons is 100,000
Jesus.
pounds. Yeah, that had to be aliens. Cause what
Because
the
even
fuck?
so, like, I think there's a pyramid called like the Pyramid of Khufu or Kifu or something like that. And it was made of like 2 million blocks, each being like 2 tons. Like, even if it was people, the amount of time that that would take, or the amount of people that it would take, and you're in a desert with no food, no water. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They were just built different back in the day, though. Like that was shit that they were like
I don't
used
know.
to.
I want to do an episode on old buildings or structures, old structures.
Specifically in Mesopotamia.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I learned. I learned that Area 51, they're hard asses and they won't tell us what's going on, like a bunch of jerks, and I don't like that. Uh
Yeah, for real. Just spill your
if
secrets.
I also learned that I would do a lot of things for a million Patreon members. So, if this at all interests
Yeah.
you and you were entertained in the slightest, this was our first episode. Keep that in mind. And I feel like as we get into different topics and we get better at not talking over each other or being silent, uh, that everything is gonna just continue to flow a little bit better. So, a million Patreon members will we'll go to Area 51 and find the millions.
Yep. Factual. Slay.
Did we want to do some sort of outro or thing at the end?
What do you think?
We could rank UFO crashes. Let's do it.
Okay. List of UFO crash
Or
reports.
sightings. Ooh, alien sightings? No, that's more pictures.
I think Roswell obviously has to be
Yeah.
number one. Like, let's just be real. She was the OG. Maybe she wasn't, but do I know? No.
Never mind. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about them. Cut it out.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
This worked better in my head at the end.
I mean, we can just say, like, bye. Thanks for hanging out with us. We enjoyed learning about Area 51. Tune in next time for probably a completely unrelated episode. We'll probably be talking about electricians or the bioluminescent organisms and their ecology.
Or
Yep.
maybe we'll think
Um,
about talking about tiny little atoms and what's inside of them. Or
the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
no, but seriously, if you want to learn some stuff, chit chat, kind of just feel like you're part of a conversation, but you don't have to talk. Come on, sit down and just listen to us yap. And check out the Patreon. The Patreon is going to be it's going to
Bussin'.
be going kind of crazy, and I'm going to put a lot of work into it. Tab's going to put a lot of work into it. And we want to have a lot of fun stuff in the future, so that would be the way to support us.
Heck yeah.
You got anything? You
I'm
want to
all
plug
good.
anything?
I almost said something that I can't say on the podcast.
We can plug
Um,
our Instagrams. Y-
Sick. You
yours
first.
oh, okay. Yeah, I was just gonna pull yours up. But yeah, you can follow me at the Keeg with 3 underscores, the ___ Keeg on Instagram, pretty much every platform. You'll see my ugly mug somewhere on there.
And you can follow me at tab WTF on Instagram. That's with an underscore. On all other socials, pretty sure it's just tab
WW. And
WTF.
also make sure you give the podcast a follow. We're rolling out the podcast socials as we speak, or they have already been done. So go follow Midnight Oil Entertainment. Hopefully it's Midnight Oil on all platforms, but if not, Midnight Oil Entertainment. That's MIDNIGHTOIL Entertainment. Thank you, and we're gonna see you next week. Bye.
Bye.